August is asking you to level up your business. And I'm going to show you how today in the August 2025 Universal Business Astro Numerology Report. Hello and welcome to the channel. I appreciate you joining the channel. I appreciate you liking and sharing as well. We're going to get into the August 2025 business astronumerology forecast. But before we do that, I have to let you know that this show was brought to you by astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. And I'm going to read the forecast for today. It is Sunday, August the 3rd. The sun is in Leo. The moon is in Sagittarius. It's an 8 universal month, a 9 universal week, and 11 universal day. Numerically speaking, today should have your mind highly elevated in all creative, imaginative, expressive, and artistic ideas that heightens the feelings and emotions socially of those around you. So think in positive and productive ways of getting things done. And under any form of pressure now, today's energy is likely to pull you through it in ways you've never even thought of. However, to be on the safe side, it would be to your advantage to avoid gossip, scandals, and innuendos from no matter who they may be. It'll be a waste of your time if you do. Be on the lookout for Leo, Aquarius, Cancer, or for those born on the 2nd, 7th, 11th, 16th, 20th, 25th, and 29th of the month to come through like gangbusters. Once again, that is the Astro Numerology forecast for today, courtesy of astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You can too know what to expect for your day with the calendar feature on the app. And there's so many other resources that are right there within the app. You can go to a star 8, ASTAR, the number 8.com. You can also download it on Google Play, the App Store, or you can also go to linktr.ee/numbersanyou. And for those of you who are watching the business forecast that you'll be hearing today, don't forget to check out the universal forecast for everyone that was done on August the 1st. Make sure you check those out. But we're going to get started. As you can see, this month is going to be all about making boss moves in your business. Why? Because it's an 8 universal business month. 8 is the number of the CEO. So this makes 8 great for business. Now, let me tell you about the Universal Business Astronumerology forecast. This forecast is for your business. Just as we have cycles in our lives, businesses also have cycles. And in order to determine what that cycle is, we have to look for the dates in that business. We have our very own birthdays, which can be used to guide us to our purpose through astronumerology. However, it's the same thing for businesses too. Businesses have a birthday too, and because they have a birthday too, they also have a frequency attached to them the same way that we have a frequency attached to us according to our birthday. And because we have that birthday number, we have cycles, just like how you have cycles in your personal life. You also experience cycles in your business according to its birthday. You have your yearly cycle, what we're going to be going over today, which is a monthly cycle. You have your weekly cycles, and you also have daily cycles. There are just so many cycles that you can pay attention for with Astro Numerology. It's important for businesses to know what cycles they're in, because the business cycle can tell you how to navigate throughout that time period that you are in that cycle. So we're in a universal 8 business cycle. Universal just simply means that this will affect all businesses, whether they know it or not, whether they can believe in it or not. There are more cycles that your business will go through personally. However, this is the cycle for everyone, and we're going to get into it with the cycle of the 8 universal business month. So making boss moves, that's what this month is about. We are in a 8 universal business cycle for August 2025. 8 is the number of CEO. So this is all about business. So this should be a powerful month for everybody. When I talk about the universal business forecast, I'm talking about universally. That means every business can expect some of these things to a lesser or greater degree for the 8, and then some more things. So everybody will feel the impact of this month. This is a month to get out there and get some things done. It's also a month of achievement, but we're going to get all into that. Let's jump into it, because this is going to be an interesting month. Let's first talk about the month. It's an 8 universal month, and the theme of the month is power moves, prosperity, performance, achievement, recognition. This is a very powerful month. This is a month of embodied power where energetic integrity meets material mastery. You are being called to own your own influence, refine your standards, and operating from inner alignment to create sustainable success. Money, visibility, and leadership are forms of energetic exchange. You must be calibrated to receive what you believe that you are worthy of. And we're going to talk about some of those things that you can do today on a weekly basis, because just as the month has a cycle, each week has a cycle too, and we're going to go through that. This 8 universal month, this means it's a time to go all in with your business. The 8 universal month favors those businesses that was incorporated or conceptualized under the date that adds up to an 8, a 17, or a 26, or whose business falls under the sign of Capricorn. This is the 8 energy. What this means is that you got a little extra energy flowing with you this month. You might be even feeling more drive to perform this month. So make sure that you know what your business incorporation date is, and if you don't know your business incorporation date, make sure you have a conception date, because this is how you begin to learn how to time these things. So of all times during the year, the 8th month is the month that you need to really step your game up. And also, it's not here, but another word that I think about often when I think about the number 8 is legacy. Legacy. Now, think about that slow moving Saturn energy. Taking its time, building something. That's the 8 energy. Okay, so here are some things that you need to do this month. Operate like a CEO. Remember, I said this is the CEO number. Audit your financials. Just go through and take a look at your finances, especially if there's any joint ventures or something that you're doing with somebody else. This is a good time for you to go through and look at all of those financial things that you have been taking care of. Not only that, it's a great time for investments. Also, a good time for you to increase your value perception. Ask for the sale. If you're pushing something that you want to sell, this is the month for you to step out there and ask for the sale. This is a power month. This is a power cycle for you. You got to close deals this month, raise prices, or pitch your service confidently. This is a time for you to take bold choices and bold steps in your business. If you have any debts or anything that you need to pay off, this is the time to go ahead and do those repayments. Track your performance. How are things looking? Is everything growing the way that you want it to? Now is the time for you to take a look at that thing. And last but not least on this list is own your expertise. If you know you good, you show you good. Sometimes we get humble and we don't want to just toot our own horns and say, yeah, I'm good. However, this is the time for you to own your expertise, because think about it. We already mentioned that word legacy. Think to yourself during this month, how will people perceive me far after this business is gone? How will they see my business? Will it have a powerful impact on society? Or is it just about somebody trying to make some money? This is the time to be thinking about your legacy and to be geared up in the direction that you want your legacy to go into. There are some more do's on the list. Make sure that you position yourself as an authority. Share results, case studies, and transformations this month. Make sure that you're setting bold goals. We already talked about that. Think in terms of legacy, not just cash. There's projects that you just know will be a long project, and you spend a lot of times on those long projects because you know that once you're at the end of that project, once you complete it, then you know it's going to be something that is very valuable, something that's going to last around for a long time. Here are some of the do's. Position yourself as an Here's some more for the to-do list. Make sure that you position yourself as an authority. Share your results, the case studies, and transformations. Make sure that you're setting bold goals. You know, don't just think little. This is the time to think big. Think in terms of your legacy, not about cash. Begin to create projects or build things that you know will take time for them to grow so that you can continue to build on those things. Make sure that when you're investing strategically. If you get the business Astro Numerology forecast, and that's something it can help you with for the year for your business, you'll know what are the best times for you to do things. But also spend money where there's clear long-term value. Don't just be throwing stuff away. Make sure that you're buying things that really will take the business to the next level. So you're going to also be fair, truthful, and aligned. Whatever you tell people that you're going to do for them, you do it, because 8 is aligned with karma. Whatever you give is what will come back to you. What goes around comes around. We're going to get more into that closer to the end of the video, so make sure you all stay to the end of the video. And what I want you to do, whatever the name of your business is, I want you to drop it into the chat, and I want to know, according to what you're hearing so far about this forecast for August, what things do you plan to add to your business, or what things do you plan to do in your business to help you align? Now that we gotten the do's out of the way, let's go to the list of don'ts for the 8 Universal Business Month. Don't play small or undervalue yourself. This is a time to reflect upon your fees and the current time that we're living in now, and what you put into what you do, and make sure that you're getting what's best for what you give. Check on those things. Don't play small this time, and make sure that you're not undervaluing yourself. Don't take financial shortcuts. This right here is one that is very, very important to learn. Make sure that you're not taking the easy way out. Make sure you do your thorough research here. Don't micromanage people. I know you're going to be wanting to get things done. You're probably going to be under a little more pressure than normal, but don't be micromanaging people. Remember, you have to work with them after the 8 cycle is gone. So be good to those that you want to be good to you. Trust your team or systems, and that's the same thing. So what it's really saying is, what I'm hearing is, be loyal to those who are loyal to you. Trust your team. Trust the systems that you have in place to know that everything is going to be okay. That micromanagement is not fun, and a lot of people find it hard to deal with. So make sure that you're careful of that. Don't avoid tough conversations. Sometimes tough conversations have to happen, and you're going to have some of those types of conversation when you are a business owner. So keep that in mind. Don't make a decision based on the ego. Don't ignore the energy behind your action. We talked about the fact that 8 is a karmic number. So you need to remember that, because whatever energy goes out comes back in. And the definition that I like to use of karma is energy or action. You know, whatever you do is going to return in energy, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. So if you want people to treat you fairly, you treat other people fairly. And you have to know also, if you're chasing money out of fear or lack, the results will reflect it. This is the time for you to be confident in yourself. This is the time for you to be bold. This is not a time for you to be chasing. Remember, the number 8 is a legacy number. It takes time to build. Sometimes when you chase those fast things go just as quick as they come. So pay attention to that. Sometimes you may feel like procrastinating on some things because it may be a difficult conversation that you have to deal with first. But you have to remember not to, at this time, delay taking action on anything. The 8-month moves very fast. Hesitation could mean missed opportunities. So if you're delaying strategic action, then the next person may get that opportunity that you messed around with. So you go ahead and take that opportunity while the opportunity is available to you. Don't rely solely on intuition without execution. It is a grounded number. It has to be seated in reality for the 8. So your intuition is good. However, with the 8 cycle, you have to make sure that you balance out your intuition with your practicality. You have to actually think about it and not just solely rely on that intuition. This is, as I said, a grounded month. Intuitive hits should be followed by focus and decisive actions. That is the overall flavor for the month. Now we're going to break it down by the week. Let's start with week 1. This is a universal business week 9. The theme of the week is completion and clearing for high vibrational capacity. What's favored in this month? Finalizing lingering tasks and projects. Go through all of those things that maybe you procrastinated on and you put off to the side, or you've been tinkling around with a little bit here and there. Find out whether it's something that you are for sure going to complete. And if it's not, then take it off the list. Release low-paying clients or outdated offers. If you're hanging on to offers that you feel like you don't even know why you made those offers in the first place, or you feel like that it's time for you to value yourself more, then this may be a time to release those things. Make sure that you clear physical and energetic clutter in the workspace and systems. So if your business is in a physical location, this would be your cleansing in the business. You could use any type of cleansing. You can use sound therapy. You can go through with your crystals or go through with sage, or whatever way that you feel like is the best method for you to clear some of that physical energy up. Same thing for your workspace at home. If you have your own office, this is the time to go ahead and get rid of things that you no longer need, because all of those things that you have, whether you're using it or not, it carries vibration, it carries energy, and you may not realize how much that energy is affecting you, and it could be also affecting the business. So make sure that you clean those spaces as well. Integrate the lessons from past business mistakes or cycles. Make sure that you look back over your previous cycles. Are there some things that you could improve on? This is the time to make some of those improvements. Give back, circulate the energy to raise frequency. Give back what? Give back anything that you can. If you're a business, serve other people. If you are, and the way that I feel like it should be done is, if you are expecting to receive something or you have an intention for something, give something similar to you to someone else. For example, somebody may have a busy business and they just want more time. You know, maybe you can volunteer your time to help someone else out, and that energy will come back to you. And these are the things that you need to be cautious of. Holding on to draining business relationships. If you have those business relationships that aren't doing it for you anymore, it's time to let those people go. Stop doing things because you feel guilty, and don't do things because you feel obligated to do it this week. Overextending yourself without replenishment. Make sure that you're taking the time to rest. Remember, you need that work-life balance. The affirmation for week 1 is, I release the old to make space for aligned success. Speak that into existence, into the chat for your business. And one more thing I want to say to you about this 9 business week is also avoid being too aggressive. Don't become too aggressive. Some aggression may be used or needed. However, don't overdo it. And then week 2 is going to have a different feel to it. Week 2 is a universal business week 1. This is authority, activation, and new cycles. What's favored in this month? This month is favorable for you to take bold, visible leadership actions. This is the time if you have new offers to launch new offers. This month is favorable for you to take bold, visible leadership actions. This is the time to launch those new offers, those podcast episodes, or to realign your brand story. This is also a time to make strategic executive decisions and set new income goals for the business. Build a team or elevate team culture with clear vision. Position yourself as the CEO, not the employee of your brand. A lot of people feel like, yes, I need to be on that same level with my employees. Yes, you do to a certain degree, but at the same time, they still should know that you are the CEO, you are the owner, you are the boss, pretty much. And those boundaries should be established between you and your team. You want to be cautious, though, of micromanaging those. You also may want to be cautious of being so impulsive, comparing your path to others. Everybody has a totally different path. And to be honest, it works best for you in your business if you do things the way you feel that they should be done. Always go with what you feel over following someone else's lead. Try not to over-identify with achievement to prove your worth. You don't need anybody to validate you. Just remember that. And your affirmation for this week will be, I boldly create new pathways to prosperity. And I just want to say it one more time. I boldly create new pathways to prosperity. If that's going to be your affirmation in week 2, drop that down in the chat as well and speak that into existence. And I also want to let you know that this is the time for you to put yourself out there. This is a time for you to also take a leap of faith. Week 3, this is a very different week from what we've been hearing so far. This is a universal business week 2. It's harmonizing energies and building trust. So what's favored in this 2 universal business week? You should be initiating aligned collaborations or co-creation opportunities. This is the time for you to pull and be a part of your networks. This is also a time for you to deepen client relationship with touch points or nurturing emails. This is the time when you make everybody around you feel well taken care of there at your business, whether it's the clients, whether it's the staff, or wherever you are. And not only that, this is something that should be actually done all of the time. You should be expressing your compassion. Also, this is the time to get support if you need it. If you need a virtual assistant, or if you need to book a mentor, you can outsource tasks to other people to make your load a lot less difficult. And that is funny because there were some things that I was trying to keep up with, and I found out, hey, I can get someone to do that for me. And it made a whole lot more sense, and it gave me time to produce in other areas. So make sure that you're reaching out to outsource some of these things. Focus on emotional intelligence and diplomacy in team dynamics. You want to be cautious of codependent partnerships or undervaluing your contributions. Avoiding important conversations. This is something that we heard with the 8 universal forecasts in the beginning. Letting fear of rejection block powerful connections. And this is a number 2 that can have you procrastinating sometimes. And sometimes it's because of that fear of rejection that people just procrastinate on certain things. But this is what you should be cautious of for this week. The affirmation for the week is, I attract partnerships that reflect my values and worth. We're at the final week. This is week 4, Universal Business Week 3. The theme is creative confidence and magnetic messaging. What's favored this month? Express your thought leadership through video, audio, or writing. Go live, teach, or speak. Visibility breeds opportunity. This is the time for you to put yourself out there so that people can get to know you. This is the time for you to express yourself. This is the time when you will be magnetic. This is the time where you will draw people to you. Infuse play and personality into your marketing. Make sure that you're not all that serious this week. Kind of just add a little bit of play and personality into your market to see how people may respond to it. You may be surprised. This is also a time to have a soft promo or creative challenge that builds momentum. But these are the things that you need to be careful of. Overextending your energy without a clear content strategy, inconsistency in messaging, avoiding promotion out of fear of being too much. The affirmation for this week is, my voice is a catalyst for expansion and aligned success. And that word expansion is in there for a reason, because this is the 3 cycle. And the 3 cycle is ruled by Jupiter, and it's telling us that you will expand. And another thing that you have to be cautious of is that it can go a good way or it can go into over obsessive behaviors. So make sure that you're using that expansion for good. Make sure that you are using your belief. And this is a time for you to be creative. Get into some creative visualization work during this time and repetition, and see those things that you want and allow Jupiter to expand those things in your business. Make sure that you are putting your face out there. Make sure that you're putting your message out there, and try new things if possible. If you're not doing audio yet, try audio. If you're not writing anything yet, try writing. This may be the time for you to discover something that may take you to the next level, but something that you really love to do. Now we're at the final tips. A part of this final tip, when I did the forecast from August 1st week up until August 4th week, I noticed something kind of cool. The very first, this is an 8 universal month. This is the power month for businesses or for anybody. What I discovered while I was putting this together is how nice for this month to play out the way that it did. Week 1, a universal 9 week. This is the time for getting rid of the old. Week 2, a universal 1 week. And this week, it's time to start something new. Then in week 3, we're moving on to a universal 2 week. In the universal 2 week, it's telling us to be compassionate. It's telling us about nurturing. This is the time when you're watering your seeds. And we finally ended in week 4, which is a 3 week. This is talking about expansion. So that's the whole formula for this month. Number 1, make sure that you're clearing out the old. Number 2, to bring in the new. Number 3 is nurturing those seeds. And number 4 is expansion. So this is going to be a pretty good month. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is something else that's going to happen in a few days. That is the 8-8 portal. This is what they call the Lion's Gate. And this is happening in the 8th month and the 8th day. I feel that this will be more powerful this year because of the fact that we are also in an 8 universal business month. So that's extra power that goes into those 2 8s to make it 888. Not only that, the 8-8 portal happens there in August on the 8th, and it's the time in which the sun in Leo is in alignment with Earth, the star Sirius, and Orion's belt. This is said to be a gateway for manifestation. I don't just look at it as 8-8. I know they said this is the period that this portal will be open according to our stars. However, I still look at that there's power in those numbers 8-8 coming together. So when you have the 8-8 of this month, we know this is powerful. This is a powerful time. Also, 8-17, those are two eights again. And I'm not sure if that's still in alignment with the 8-8 portal. I don't think so. But those two eights together is still pretty powerful. And also 8-26, because all of those days represents 8-8. And when you think about 8-8 and the number 8 in general, which is going to take us to number 2, when you lay the 8 down on the side, you get the infinity symbol. And the reason why I bring this up is because of number 2, karma. This is a time that you can decide on what things are going to be like for your business in the future. The 8 focuses on what you give is what you get. So make sure in this month that you are paying attention to what you give other people. And sometimes you need to put yourself in the present moment, because a lot of times people have behaviors that they really don't know about. And the reason why they don't know about these behaviors is because they've been doing them for so long. So when you speak to somebody, you may speak to them in an aggressive way. Yes, it may be just the way that you talk to them. However, the person may interpret it in a different way. So make sure you're minding your energy, because this number 8 is a karmic number. It is also a number of fate or destiny. Because 8 is a fate or destiny number, it just lets you know that things may not go the way that you planned them exactly to go. Let's just say that you set the intentions for a successful business. Yeah, you may get that successful business, but it may be something totally different than what you thought you wanted to do in the first place. So when I think about this fate and destiny, sometimes you do have to use some of that intuition to kind of lead the way, if that makes sense, because you don't know how things may be in another month or two, or in another year or two. So don't be so easy to give up on yourself. You may be doing the hard work, and it may not seem like things are going to happen, but you never know with number 8. Things could play out totally different from what you've ever imagined. Not that is something bad, it could be something good. It's been so fun breaking down the business month for you. Keep in mind, what we went through today is the universal cycle for businesses. You also have a personal cycle for your business as well. And as you can see, it's important because with these business cycles and this information that I give to you, you can use it on a deeper level if you are accessing your business personal information. That way you tap directly into your business, and you know when these signs are coming up for you, and you know how to plan for the year ahead. So make sure that you go to Kimbaley.com to check out these services, because this right here can make all the difference in the world in your business. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your August.